Porter.
Thank you very much, Brother Pat, and welcome to the home team. Glad to have you with us as we maneuver through a busy Saturday morning, and glad to have you on board. Jason Alessi is here, and we got our regular cast crew here, and Matt taking all the phone calls, and glad to have all of you with us.
Scooby-Doo over
today.
there.
Scooby-Doo has his shirt on,
Yep.
You're right. And greetings to everybody on Facebook Live. We've already had DJ Bolt and the Rubber Cement Man, and also we've had John has checked in as well. So glad to have all of you with us. Happy Mother's Day. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. And Jason, you going to take your mom out for Mother's Day?
We are,
What are you doing
We're going to go lunch. I believe we're going to go to the Cheesecake Factory for lunch tomorrow.
Okay, all right. So that's very nice. And
wherever she wants.
What's that?
Wherever she wants to go.
Okay, all right. Okay, very good. And you're treating, right?
Of course.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. Like, where do you want to go, Mom? Okay, you buy.
No.
And we would like to, speaking of Jason Alessi and Alessi Bakery, we would like to give a Alessi gift card to a mom that calls in today. You don't have to answer any trivia question. You don't have to do anything at all. Just call us at 727-441-3000. And we've got, I think it's safe to say that we can give a Alessi gift card to every mom that calls in.
Absolutely.
And whether you are a mom or whether you hope to be a mom or whether that you once were a mom, doesn't matter. If you call in, we've got an Alessi Bakery gift card for you, and you can go and pick out whatever your heart desires over there at Alessi Bakery. So we're glad to do that. Again, we want to welcome you all to the home team. Glad to have you with us. And the Rubber Cement Man was having a hard time adjusting. He's watching online, and he wanted to know why we were talking cats. Well, there's a pet show that runs from 8 to 9 every week here on the TAN Talk Radio Network. So if you tune in before 9 o'clock, you'll end up hearing the pet show. But, you know, it could be worse. There's a lot of other bad shows.
Well, we're animal lovers. Now, you're more of a dog person, but I'm more of a cat person. But we love animals in general, so don't mind that.
So anyway, we're glad to have you with us. Well, the NBA and the NHL playoffs have been very entertaining.
Excellent.
And very dramatic. Many games going into overtime in both leagues, and some real surprises. Particularly in the NBA where it looks like I was saying Cleveland, Boston are going to be playing for the Eastern Conference, and now they're one's down 2-0. Cleveland won last night, so it's 2-1.
Yeah, Cleveland bounced back last night with a big win, and obviously both Cleveland and Boston certainly could come back and win these series. I think you had mentioned that you felt Cleveland could have a bit of a difficult time with Indiana. They would get tested with Indiana. You weren't so confident that New York would give Boston a run, and lo and behold, first two games in Boston went the Knicks' way, and now the Celtics are really in a must-win today in Madison Square Garden. The game today at 3:30.
And both of those games, the Celtics blew big leads.
Yeah, 20-point leads in both of them. Yeah, which really is inexcusable to think that if you're projected as the better team, you're playing at home to have a 20-point lead in the second half. You really can't afford to do that. But, you know, they've been shooting a lot of three-pointers, missing a lot of three-pointers. And when you look at the final score, if they had gone to the basket more, you know, possibly scored a two-pointer or drawn a foul, they could have won those games. But they've been saying, oh, that's the way we play. But, you know, if they don't change something, that could cost them dearly.
A lot of people are saying that the Magic messed up the Celtics. And what they mean by that is they took the Celtics out of their game, and they did not have anywhere near the number of three-point attempts that they normally do, because the Magic were on them like white on rice.
Right.
I mean, they always had somebody right near Tatum or Daniels or whoever it was. And one of the things that I think may have happened with Boston is that took them out of their game, and they're trying to get their game back.
Yeah. Well,
and that's why they're down.
Well, the key is if you have a good 3-point look, then there's no reason not to take it. But I think when you rely so much on that, you lose sight of the fact of what's the higher percentage shot. The higher percentage shot is closer to the basket, particularly a layup or a dunk, if you can get that. But if you drive to the rim, you could get fouled. And then, you have an opportunity to shoot free throws and make those free throws. And again, when you look at the final score, I believe the first game was the Knicks by 3. And the second game, the Knicks by 1. All you didn't need to score that much more, only a few more points, and the result could have been different. So, you live by the 3, you could die by the 3. If that's all you're going to shoot, then you're opening yourself up for some problems when those shots don't go down.
So we'll see what happens as far as the playoffs are concerned, but very entertaining. And Denver last night defeating Oklahoma City, who is the favorite in the West.
Yeah, the overall number 1 seed with the best overall record. That's interesting. Denver won a close one the first game in Oklahoma City. The Thunder bounced back with just a dominant performance in game 2. But last night, Denver came back. It was a close game. They win in overtime, so they're up 2-1. So, the top seeds are struggling a little bit. And again, it doesn't mean they're not going to come back and win. They very well could, but they're going to be good series that could go the full 7, the way it's looking right now.
My good friend Aaron Gordon doing well as far as the Nuggets are concerned. Yep. And I'm a huge fan and big friend of Steve Kerr, the coach of the Warriors. And he came up with something when Steph Curry got injured. He started what he called his hyena lineup. And what that is the 5 guys that normally don't play. He started them against the game against not Oklahoma City, but Minnesota.
Right.
And it was funny to watch them. And they fell behind like 31-7 or something like that. And then he pulled them out of there. But his whole idea was resting his starters as much as he could in game 2, so that game 3 they could get Steph Curry back and then be back home and be ready for game 3. Having won game 1, I think he was willing to give up game 2 in exchange for rest for his starters, and so we put the hyena.
The laughing hyenas, so people can laugh at the lineup. It's a joke, basically. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I had heard that Steph Curry might be out a week or so, or that he might miss a 7. I don't know that he's going to be back. I don't think he's going to be back tonight. I mean, I think it would have to be at least game 4.
Yeah, probably game 4 more likely, but I think he could be back.
Could be
tonight.
not. Yeah, we'll see. The hamstring was one of those funny things. You don't know how it's, you don't want to re-aggravate it. You don't know how quickly it's going to get better. Of course, even if he's not 100%, you don't want him to get re-injured, but you love to have him on the court. He's, he can shoot the threes.
Oh yeah,
big time, and that's what they need.
Steph Curry at 60% is better than a lot of guys at 100.
Yes, he is. So, but that's another competitive series. Interesting. It's the 6th and the 7th seeded teams that matchup there. Both of them beat the higher seeds the first round. So, but that's going to be interesting too. Draymond Green, more drama there. He picked up another technical foul. I think he's 2 away from being suspended, because when you pick up so many technical fouls, I think in the playoffs you get suspended 1 game.
He's also a flagrant 2 foul away from being suspended. Right. Yeah, because you can only get so many flagrant fouls, and then you are suspended. So he has to really walk a tightrope here.
Yeah, I know.
For sure. Turning to hockey, last night, Florida Panthers win in overtime to draw within a game of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that's another series that I think is going to go probably 7 games.
It could.
I think it's going to go back and forth, and wouldn't be surprised if Florida wins again tomorrow and they go back to Toronto even at 2-2, and then it becomes the best 2 out of 3 series with 2 games in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, the series, it's close. All 3 games have been very, very close. And, of course, last night, which was a must-win for Florida, it went to overtime. They got the goal with Marchand scoring the game winner. But it's going to be a tight series. It's exciting right now. All of them are tight. I mean, you got Winnipeg tied up Dallas last night. You got now Edmonton won the first 2 games on the road in Las Vegas. So the Knights they're going to be kind of up against it now, having to go on the road down 2-0, and then Washington and Carolina are tied at 1 apiece.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So lots of good entertainment as far as NBA and NHL playoffs coming up. Some other things. Dave Randorf is going to join us at 9:45 this morning. Dave, of course, the television voice, play-by-play voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I want to talk to Dave about this, but I want to throw it out to you first, Jason. Tweaking or starting a rebuild as far as the Lightning are concerned. 3 consecutive first-round exits now. And is it time to blow it up, or do you just add maybe some toughness in the offseason, shore up the defense a little bit? What do you think?
No, no, you don't want to blow this up at all. I think you add a few pieces here and there. The Lightning are still a very good team. They've been up in the playoffs.
They seem to be stuck.
Well,
they can't get past the first round.
But again, part of that is because the team they're facing is really good. I think you just
that's not going to change.
It's not going to change. So they add a few more pieces. I mean, I don't think I don't think you need to make drastic changes. They still have a great goalie. You've got one of the best players in the league in Kucherov. You added a guy in Jake Gensel who had a tremendous season. And you still have a lot of other great veteran players in Braden Point and others. So I think like you were saying last week, on defense, they maybe need to address that, add a little toughness, here and there. But I don't think you need to make drastic changes when you're still a playoff team. They had a very good season. They were actually the higher seed than the Panthers this year, even though they lost. It's a few changes here and there I think that they need.
Well, we'll get your thoughts on that. Any untouchables as far as the Lightning are concerned for Julian Brisebois in the offseason?
I mean, the only two I can think of Kucherov and Vasilevsky. I really wouldn't
Braden
mess with
Point.
them. Maybe you could maybe put him in that list too. He's a tremendous player, but again, you have to see what Gensel was a great addition.
But I mean,
in terms of
would you be willing to trade them in order to maybe shore up the defense? Trade any of them?
Probably not some of those players, because I mean those are key scorers and key members of the team.
That might be what it takes to get a decent defenseman.
Here's the thing: you never say no. You always listen to what other teams have to offer. Now, if a team is willing to offer you just an incredible deal that it's almost too good to pass up, you might consider it. Mm-hmm. But those are really premier players that you have to think long and hard about. If you were to get rid of them, what are you getting in return? Does that make your team better? Does it keep you the same? Does it make you if basically it were to keep you the same, and certainly if it would make you possibly worse, I think you just can't consider doing that. Mm-hmm. But you only consider it if you really think that could make you better and get you back over the hump.
And finally, the Rays get a win last night, defeating the Milwaukee Brewers, snapping a 7-game home losing streak at the Steinbrenner Field. They finally get the victory last night. And my question today is this pretty much what you see from the Rays now? Mm-hmm. Is what you're going to see? Are they about playing to their talent level, which is 3-4 games under 500?
It could be. It's very perplexing how they have beaten some very good teams on the road. They swept San Diego, and then they took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. They've really done very lousy at home. They're temporary home, but still they're home for the time being, which it's hard to figure out why that is, if it's just a psychological thing, if it's just coincidence. But I think it's safe to say that the Rays, when you keep trading away some of your better talent, then the players that they have, you're going to get to a place where you're just not that good. And I think the players now, are just not that good.
Yeah.
There's some that have been veterans with the team for a while. Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lau, and we have some good pitchers. I think the pitchers are very good. Zach Littell pitched last night. I mean, between Shane McClanahan, Drew Rasmussen, Taj Bradley, I think is done good. We have good pitching, but the hitting is an issue, and just the inconsistency. That's kind of what you're going to get when you keep trading away decent players.
Amazing comment on Facebook that hockey players are just as brave an athlete, I think, as there is when you consider, say, Victor Hedman playing with a broken foot in the playoffs. Brandon Hagel had a wrist issue. Mm-hmm. They just stitch him up, go back out and play. I mean, it's just incredible to me.
It's a different breed of athlete. Mm-hmm. It is. A lot of guys who take some time off in other sports. Hockey, I think it's a mentality. It's a psychological thing. Hockey players, they don't do that. They're not into this resting. I mean, certainly in the playoffs, I think, but even I think most would agree in the regular season, they wouldn't be willing to sit out. Just to sit out and get rest. That's not what you do as a hockey player.
And one thing you probably are noticing in the NBA playoffs, that players, when they drive to the basket and get fouled, they'll lay on their back underneath the basket for a while. Mm-hmm. They're not hurt. They're just resting. Yeah. They're just, relaxing for 5 seconds or so before they get up. So they have found ways to get little breaks in between timeouts. Well, we want to get your thoughts. Lee, hang in there. You're going to be first right after the break. We're going to come right to you. Good to see DJ Bolt and also Otis watching today on Facebook Live. Donald, we see that you are there as well. Glad to have all of you with us. And again, any mom who calls in today, has to call in. We want to say hello to you. But any mom who calls in today wins a gift certificate from LSU Bakery. So glad to have you join us on the program today. More of the home team, the FASWD, Father and Son Windows and Doors home team, coming up on the TAN Talk Radio Network. AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's Betts, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture to Shimano and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com. The best mascot in sports is coming back to Baycare Ballpark to cheer on the Threshers. On Friday, June 6th, the Philly Fanatic returns to Clearwater. The Fanatic will be up to his typical shenanigans with Finley and Threshers fans all game long. Stay after the game for a country music concert by Tampa band Crossfire Creek, presented by Sun Cruiser. Get your tickets now to see the Philly Fanatic and the local country band Crossfire Creek on Friday, June 6th at Baycare Ballpark on ThreshersBaseball.com. Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning and host of the Home Team Sports Radio Show. I'm here to tell you about our educational home team, Cambridge Christian School. No longer Tampa Bay's best-kept secret, CCS is the perfect blend of academic rigor and a biblical worldview foundation, serving families for over 60 years. Come see why we are the #1 rated Christian school in Tampa and visit us at ccslancers.com.
Family owned and operated, T&D Golf on West Waters Avenue in Tampa is the place to find everything you need for your golfing experience at affordable prices. Club repair is available as well. As a longtime sponsor of the home team, T&D wants to make sure you get the very best quality at a price you can afford. Open at 4205 West Waters Avenue, half-mile west of Northdale Mabry, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. T&D Golf, making golf affordable.
My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
Now let's get back to the home team with the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. Glad to have you with us, and lots of people watching on Facebook Live as well. And I had to use the Bearded Plumber this past week. We had a hot water heater issue, and they came out, took care of it, and very efficient, and everything's going good again. We have hot water again at one of our properties, which is always a good thing.
Yes.
Especially if you have people staying there.
That's
you don't
right.
want them staying there without any hot water. Well, let's go back to the phone lines, or let's go to the phone lines for the first time. Our good friend Lee is waiting for us. Hello, Lee, you're on the home team.
Good morning. I see you changed the opening of the show.
Yes, sir. It's now the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. We, for the first time in the history of the show, have a new a title sponsor.
That's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
As I'm watching the hockey game last night,
which one?
I realized that both Toronto and Florida have much superior talent than the Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's correct. And it's taken us now 3 years to have that proven to us. But I think Julian Brisebois is aware of that, and he's going to have to be busy this summer.
The trouble is, we have traded away. As I'm watching the draft show this week, we weren't there because we don't have any first round draft choices, and I don't think we have any first round draft choices for some time.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. So I think it's time to blow the team up. I would keep maybe Kucherov and the goalie, and everybody else is available.
Braden Point, Jake Gensel, all available. Victor Hedman, Ryan McDonough.
Yes, you need some size.
Mm-hmm.
Braden Point, Cirelli, they're great during the regular season, but you need some bangers and hitters, and in the playoffs is different kind of hockey.
Yeah. Jason, you were saying you consider Kucherov and Vasilevsky the only two untouchables?
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, again, you listen. I mean, the goalie. Certainly the goalie. I mean, that's the most important position. I think you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't think you want to part with that. Kucherov is an MVP candidate who can be very frustrating when in the playoffs when he disappears for whatever reason. I don't know if that's a mindset. If things don't go well for him early in the series, he gets frustrated, he gets dejected, he gets it in his own head, and maybe that's ineffective. But if that is the case, you got to change your mindset and maybe change to be more aggressive and less passing and more shooting. Something's got to click with him. He's never been a vocal leader. But you got to see a little bit more intense
makeup.
Yeah, you got to see some more intensity.
I don't know
from the playoffs, and maybe if because of maybe if that's lacking, maybe you would be open to a trade if a team gave you the moon or gave you a whole bunch to get him and some other players.
I don't know if you noticed it, Lee, but the Florida Panthers, anytime Kucherov or Braden Point were near the puck, or even Gensel near the puck, they had two guys on them. I mean,
two guys on them.
Yeah, and I think people have figured out the Lightning that, okay, if you can stop the big guys, then let the other guys try and beat you.
And they haven't been able to do it. So that's a good question. They're going to have to look at that and look at everything. And I guess what I say is I don't think you leave anything off the table. I still think that if you've got a team that's been a consistent playoff team, you're still good. Maybe all you need is a few pieces here and there. And if you can get those pieces without blowing everything up, I think you should try to do that. Because the Lightning has to be good.
But there's some younger teams that are coming on, like Detroit and Ottawa, and that I don't know. I'm afraid that we're going to go down and they're going up.
Yeah,
and I'm also convinced. I'm convinced after watching the referees that Toronto is going to win the cup.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Well, they could.
I wouldn't go that far just yet.
Oh my goodness! The referee last night, I thought definitely, it's a wonder that player. And like I said, I hate either team, but the referee seemed to go for Toronto. Toronto's going to win a cup this year.
It'll be the first time in a very long time. If that does
67, I think.
Well, they've got to get by Florida first, and then they're going to face either Carolina or Washington,
good team
which
there.
Will be a formidable foe.
And maybe going back to the Lightning real quick, maybe I think you need to make some changes, a few changes in the offseason. Maybe next year, see how they do in the playoffs. And if it doesn't get any better after next season, maybe then would be the time you look to really make a significant change.
Well, the guy that I would really absolutely love to have is Tom Wilson. But I know that that's not possible because he's not going anywhere. But a Tom Wilson-like player, if we could get a clone of Tom Wilson, who, for those of you that don't know, he's the goon plus a scorer for the Washington Capitals. He's not just a fighter and a goon. He actually contributes on offense. That's going to be hard to find. But, to go out and get a couple of tough players, I don't think it's going to cost that much. Lee, do you? Maybe you have to part with a Cirelli, or maybe you have to part with a Nick Paul or something like that. But you could get tough real quick. Just adding a couple of guys that could very well be available for someone like a Nick Paul or an Anthony Cirelli.
I like I said, they're going to have to get better
Yeah.
if they want to go on. And my Cavs finally came back after blowing 20-point leads.
Yeah.
Came back last night.
Yeah.
What's his name? 40-some points every game.
The guys,
Unbelievable.
Donovan Mitchell's been incredible.
Donovan Mitchell's unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal player.
Yeah.
So they can still come back there. That was, I think it was impressive there is not just that they won last night on the road, but won by blowout. The Cleveland might have woken up now and they're refocused and obviously if they take this next game, I think they would need to take the next game in Indiana, but they tie it up. They could definitely come back and win that.
Big difference
and they got their injured players back.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, that made a big difference for Cleveland in Game 3. To get Darius Garland back and Evan Mobley and players like that. Lee, we always appreciate talking with you. Thank you so much.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Have a good week, guys.
Thanks,
all right.
you too, Lee.
You do
Thank
the
you.
same. And let me real quickly run through who's still available or who's still left in the contest. In the NBA, the Rubber Cement Man has Golden State. Mike on Facebook Live has Minnesota. Don in St. Petersburg has Indiana. John in Clearwater has the Cavs. Liz has the New York Knicks. Donald has the Denver Nuggets. Mike in Atlanta has the Oklahoma City Thunder. And John has the Boston Celtics. And then as far as the NHL contest is concerned, the Rubber Cement Man has the Winnipeg Jets. Donald has the Florida Panthers. Boo. Liz has the Washington Capitals. Donald has the Dallas Stars. Liz has the Toronto Maple Leafs. John has the Edmonton Oilers. The Rubber Cement Man has the Carolina Hurricanes. And Don in St. Petersburg has the Vegas Golden Knights. That's how it stands as of now. Let's go to Donald next. Hello, Donald. You're on the home team.
Hey, good morning. Matt said I was going to be on hold for a while, so I feel privileged.
You're privileged to be on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team.
Excellent. Yeah, I was sitting out here and getting the pool ready, cleaning it up and getting it ready, and hopefully we'll be able to swim on Monday because it's Liz's birthday on Monday, and I'm taking off. Don't have to go back to work till Wednesday.
Very nice.
2 days off. Yep, but this weather, we were supposed to go to the beach, but it's not looking good. So,
what's wrong with the beach?
The storms.
That's not till I heard late Sunday or
Monday. All day Monday. Yeah. We were going to go on Monday for her birthday.
Oh, okay.
We go every year to Anna Maria Island, Coquina or Cortez. Those are the best beaches in Florida, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Better than Siesta Key?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Coquina or Cortez on the island there, Bradenton Beach. Just absolutely. The water is so crystal clear and free parking.
Okay.
Which is also great. But, the Rays pulled off a win last night at home.
Finally. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, the Milwaukee manager was ejected from the game.
I actually saw that. I was flipping back and forth between the Rays and some of the hockey and basketball playoffs, but that was a controversial play where the umpire called interference at third base.
Yeah,
that the third baseman obstructed our runner who was trying to get back.
He was straddling the baseline, and basically.
And that was because that ended up that gave the Rays a run right there, and so the manager wasn't happy about that. He definitely got his 2 cents worth in.
Yep. Oh man, I remember Billy Martin when I used to watch when Billy Martin was the manager of the Yankees. Oh my God,
the best one that was actually caught on film because you can hear the audio. I think was Earl Weaver, and I don't remember Jim's the umpire. I think I showed it to you. I put it up on YouTube one time, Paul. But that is an absolute classic.
He tore the rule book up in front of him.
Well, sorry, but Weaver was getting back. The guy said, "Hey, you're a liar, Earl." Or keep talking. The umpire gave it right back to him. But it went on for several minutes, and that's all caught on audio.
Yeah, Earl Weaver was famous for theater.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So that was a good one there too.
Yeah, that was pretty. That must be special. I never saw that, but maybe I'll have to check
pull it up on YouTube. It's there. Yeah, I would definitely pull that one up. That's a classic.
That's too funny.
In fact, Matt pointed out Bill Haller was the umpire that Earl Weaver got into it with. So.
Yeah.
Well, Donald, always good to talk with you. Enjoy your time. Happy birthday to Liz.
Thank you so much. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I tried to get her to call in, but she goes, "I'm not calling in. I have nothing to talk about."
Yeah, one day she will, I'm sure.
Right. Well, thanks so much. We appreciate it, Donald.
All right, you guys take care stay safe out there, and go Rays.
Yep,
All
absolutely.
right.
So that starts something big, a good winning streak here.
Yes, I hope
Thank
so.
you.
Coming up next on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team, the television voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Dave Randorf, is going to join us. Stay right where you're at. More of the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
The Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach is back and better than ever. Beautiful sunsets on sparkling Clearwater Beach, relaxing times with a wide variety of menu items, from sandwiches, seafood, landlubbers' favorites, desserts, and your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks is what you'll find at the Palm Pavilion. Located at 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach, they're saying of there's no place like this place anyplace else, so this must be the place truly applies. Come and enjoy a relaxing lunch, dinner, or drinks at one of Tampa Bay's gems that visitors from all over the world make a destination. The Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade, right on Clearwater Beach. Visit them and check out their menu on the web at palmpavilion.com. That's palmpavilion.com. If you suffer damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
If you fishermen and ladies need anything for your fishing enjoyment, you'll find it at Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Ulmerton and Largo. Rods and reels by Shimano and Daiwa, frozen bait for saltwater fishing, clothing from AFCO and Skinny Water Culture, Costa Del Mar sunglasses, and more. Visit them online at customfishing.com. Open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Ulmerton in Largo.
Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Time for more of the home team. Here again are Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Welcome back to the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. And we are privileged to have what I feel we're really blessed in the Tampa Bay area with great play-by-play announcers on both television and on the radio, in both the Lightning and the Bucks and the Rays. And Dave Randor, voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is with us. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Lightning is with us. Dave, I almost got you another job there.
I'd like to give that a go. Fire them cannon.
You could probably do it. You could probably do it. But it's great to have you on, Dave. And I guess my first question to you, you've seen virtually all 82 games that the Lightning played this year, whether you were broadcasting them or just a spectator. And was this a successful season for the Lightning, making the playoffs again, but being out again in the first round?
Well, first of all, I would like to always say to you, it's great to be on with you and great to hear your voice again on your show. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I did see every single minute of every game, one way or the other, and it's easy to just look at this as a fan and say, well, of course, this was not a successful season. I think Julian Breezeball would probably feel that way right now, this empty feeling when you're watching all these great games that continue on into the second round, wishing the Lightning were a part of it. But if you step back and look at it objectively, I mean, the playoffs are the ultimate goal, right, Paul? And you want to advance, you want to go on a deep run, and you want to contend for the Stanley Cup. But man, is it hard to get past that first round? Is it hard to advance at all at any stage in the playoffs? I'm not making any excuses at all. The Florida Panthers, folks, were the better team in the first round. They raised their game back to their defending Stanley Cup champion level right away, and I didn't really see the series going the way it did. I thought the Lightning had the momentum going into the postseason. I thought the Lightning were playing well because based on their body of work in the regular season, their number one goal was to get better defensively, particularly at 5-on-5. And they did that. Not only did they improve it a little bit, they improved it a ton. They went from down near the bottom of the league in that category. They were dreadful the first half of last season and just average okay in the second half, but they were still down near the bottom. This year, top 5. And we all know that, and that's huge. That is an absolutely huge shift for this group of players to make because it requires a commitment and buy-in from each and every guy. And then, of course, we know they can score. And Kucherov does it again, leads the league in scoring. He's just brilliant to watch night in, night out for those of us who are fortunate to either watch on TV or at the building, as you do, more often than not. And you know what I'm talking about. And there were some other great success stories as well. Brandon Hagel. I don't think I had him down for 90 points, but I can see him matching that again and maybe even exceeding it the way he has really grown his game. Anthony Cirelli, careers highs across the board, including pushing 30 goals for the first time. He didn't even have 20 until last season, and now he was up to, I believe he finished with 27. Jake Gensel was an absolute home run of an acquisition, and this guy is going to be a bolt for the foreseeable future, next 7 years, and that is awesome news for Lightning fans because I think we all found out that he's just a hockey player. He's not physically imposing. He's not huge. He's not a physical guy out there, but he's smart. He's not blinding fast, but he's slick. He knows where to be, and he can play with top players, with the best of them in the NHL. So there was lots to like, and of course there was the big cat. I think Andrei Vasilevsky, hitting 300 wins faster than any other goaltender in the history of the game, it shows that he's got plenty left in the tank. And it was interesting to watch him once again facing off there against Sergei Bobrovsky, who's 6 years older than him. And he's at 400 wins, and you just see what Vassy can still accomplish, even at 35, 36, maybe even to 37. So there's a lot to like. It feels a little empty right now, but I am going to try to take a glass half full response to your question.
Dave, what do the Lightning do in terms of going forward here? Do they need to make a few significant changes, just tweak a few things, add a few players here and there in order to get back over to the hump? I know it's been 3 consecutive years. Of course, Lightning fans, we get spoiled. There was 3 straight Stanley Cup finals, but I know to get back to that level, what do you, in your mind, do they need to look to do right now?
I think the common reaction right now, following that last first round series, is we gotta get some more pushback back in our game, some more grit, some more weight, some more push, some more Pat Maroon, some more Corey Perry, a little more nasty. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised nobody reacted and did something about Brandon Hagel getting a forearm to the side of his head, which ended his season on an illegal hit that ultimately led to a 2-game suspension for Aaron Ekblad. I know it sounds kind of crass, eye for an eye, but that's hockey, and that is something that has been in the Lightning's DNA since I've been here. You get anywhere near Vasilevsky or anywhere near any of the guys on the ice, there is going to be an immediate response, and I think they got muscled a little bit in that first round series, and I would expect to see them add a little more heaviness to their game. Every team wants to get more depth, and the Lightning tried to address that by bringing in Oliver Bjorkstrand and Yanni Gourde at the trade deadline. Of course, Bjorkstrand wasn't available for the playoffs. He got a leg injury down the stretch there in the regular season, but every team wants to get more depth, and the Lightning need some. They need some in their bottom 6 for sure, particularly on their fourth line, and in their bottom 6, and they need some in their blue line core. I think J.J. Moser came in and did a very admirable job playing a lot with Victor Hedman. I like Darren Radish as well, but you need some more depth there in the defensive core to really contend at this time of year. So I think those are the 2 areas that they would like to try to address. But guess what? There's 31 other teams trying to do the exact same thing.
For sure. I mentioned that the guy that I would really covet, Dave, and maybe he's not available, but is there somebody out there like a Tom Wilson that with the Capitals that not only can protect players, but he gives you some offense too?
Let me see. Let me Google 30 goal scorers who can lead his team in hits and fights, and be amongst the most feared players in the league. Let me Google that right now and see how many of those guys there are.
Yeah.
I only chuckle, Paul, because you're absolutely right. I mean, he is developed. There was a time when Tom Wilson, who was a first-round pick, by the way, he was just a penalty minutes machine. In the early stages of his career, he didn't have a lot of discipline to his game. He certainly didn't have the high-end finish that he does now, and he's really evolved over a 10-year span into a true effective power forward who can hurt you on the scoreboard and hurt you in the corners as well. Has he crossed the line at certain times? Absolutely. I think he's cleaned up some parts of his game that were a little reckless in the earlier years, but that is certainly a guy that every other team would covet. Off the top of my head, who is that guy out there right now? The equivalent of that, I don't know if there is. There's a lot of guys who have that weight. I mean, Matthew Nyes, he probably is not the fighter that Tom Wilson is, but he's a forward, a young emerging star with the Toronto Maple Leafs who just kills the Lightning every time the Leafs come to down. I hate to say it, and he scored another goal last night, like 20 seconds into the game for Toronto. He's a big guy who goes to the net, and he's got good hands as well. That's exactly what you're looking for. The old saying, those guys don't grow on trees, but you're barking up the right tree. That's for sure, Paul.
Dave, we've only got a couple of minutes left, but my question is, we mentioned getting tougher, getting better on defense, and that's going to come with a cost. Are there any untouchables as far as you're concerned on the Lightning roster?
Yeah, if you look at your core players that you need going forward, I would put Gensel in there. I would put Point in there. I'd put Hagel in there now. Hedman's not going anywhere. He's a franchise cornerstone they're not going to part with. Bassey, of course. Kucherov to me is an interesting one. He's the back-to-back leading scorer in the NHL, 3-time Art Ross Trophy winner. Would they take a huge swing in a massive 1-for-1 deal? I don't think that would be completely off the table. I don't know. It depends on what you're getting, but I don't think they're looking to trade him at all. And let's make sure this doesn't. I don't get quoted saying they're looking that he's on the market. He's not. But if somebody wanted to offer, like, I'm just going to go pie in the sky. Let's say the Carolina Hurricanes wanted a game-breaking star that could get that clutch goal, whatever they needed it, and they offered Jacob Slavin. That's something any organization is going to consider. So when you have an asset as valuable as Kuch at 31 years of age now, I think that they would consider it. So I wouldn't necessarily put him in my untouchable list, but again, I'm not looking to trade him because it would be awesome to see him finish his future Hall of Fame career as a Wolf.
Well, Dave, we really appreciate the time this morning. It's always great to talk hockey with you. You do a fantastic job, and you make watching Lightning games so much more pleasurable. You had big shoes to fill in Rick Peckham, and you filled them very well.
That's coming from you, Paul. That is high praise, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you very, very much for those kind words, and thanks for having me on. Always great to be on.
Thank you.
My friend.
All right. Thank you very much. Dave Randorf, great broadcaster for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we're a pleasure to have him on the program today. Well, it's the top of the hour, and we have hour number 2 of the home team, the father and son windows and doors home team coming up. Stay right where you're at here on FM 106.1, 102.3, and AM 1340 and 1350, and Facebook
Live.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Michael Wallace. India and Pakistan have agreed to an immediate U.S.-mediated ceasefire after trading missiles and drone strikes for 4 days. The BBC's Anbarasan Ertharicha.
It was agreed that both sides would stop all firing and military action on land and air and sea. So the instructions have been given to both sides.
The clashes started last month when Indian tourists died in a mass shooting that India blamed on Pakistan. Pakistan denied any involvement. Ukraine says it's ready for a 30-day ceasefire with Russia. President Zelensky met with 4 European leaders in Kyiv and spoke with President Trump by phone today before announcing the proposal. Here he is through an interpreter.
The partners are in permanent communication with Washington. We've just spoken together with the President Trump, and we have agreed our joint view, our further steps. A full and unconditional ceasefire is much needed.
Ukraine's allies are threatening Russia with massive sanctions if it doesn't agree to the ceasefire. President Trump will travel overseas next week. He'll visit Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince, attend a Gulf Cooperation Council meeting in Riyadh, visit U.S. troops in Qatar, and attend a United Arab Emirates business roundtable in Abu Dhabi. A Tufts University student is free on bail 6 weeks after ICE arrested her for her student newspaper op-ed about the Israel-Hamas war.
She is free! She is free! She is free!
A judge said Ramesa Ozturk made a good case that her First Amendment and due process rights were violated. Pope Leo XIV formally meets with the cardinals who elected him today. And CBS's Erica Brown says tomorrow
he will deliver his first Sunday noon blessing from the main balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. At the White House Friday, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt expressed President Trump's sentiments about the new pope.
He is very proud to have an American pope. It's a great thing for the United States of America and for the world, and we are praying for him.
New York Cardinal Timothy Dolan said Pope Leo's work could promote unity on a global scale.
It should not startle us that we would look to Pope Leo as a bridge builder. That's what the Latin word pontiff means. He's a bridge builder.
The papal inauguration is scheduled for May 18th. Pope Leo will preside over his first general audience a few days later.
New research suggests Southern accents are disappearing in parts of the southern U.S. as more people from other regions and countries migrate there. Among the accents being lost are those of Black residents near Atlanta, the working class in New Orleans, and people born in Raleigh. Nearly 6 million people have moved to the South so far this decade, though experts doubt the Southern accent will disappear completely. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. Protect your auto, home, and business with Progressive and get 24/7 coverage. See if you can save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Caregivers find the support they need on Connecting Caregivers Radio with Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregiver. Heard every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m., Linda and her caring and knowledgeable guests will bring you education, information, and resources, as well as a shoulder for caregivers. That's Connecting Caregivers Radio with Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregiver, where you can find help and hope every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m., right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Ain't it good? Hi, I'm Dawn Reese with the Dawn Reese Show, most powerful names in entertainment, every Thursday at 5 p.m. I have so many different segments I'm so excited to share with you, from miracle stories to celebrity interviews with Hollywood connections to travel, and soon the Housewives of Florida, to local business promoting your business on the air with me, an amazing opportunity to grow your business. Tune in to the Tan Talk Radio Network, 106.1 FM on Thursdays, 5 p.m. with me, Dawn Reese.
This is the radio program Spectrum 360. This is Mark Skogman
and TK Weeks.
Hosts of Spectrum 360 on the 6 stations of the Tan Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via webcast at Spectrum360media.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, news, politics, and arts from a creative and progressive point of view.
Hey Tampa Bay, Tammy here with the BCC Coupon Book. Tune in during drive time 5 to 6 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network to hear the BCC Coupon Book radio show. We feature local small business owners with great deals for many services and restaurants in our listening area. And anyone interested in branding your business and getting your name out there, give us a call at the BCC Coupon Book, 727-804-6082. Have a great day, Tampa Bay.
That's the BCC Coupon Book, Wednesdays 5 to 6 on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Calling all radio enthusiasts with storm claims and legal questions. Join us every Saturday at 2 p.m. on WTAN FM 106.1 and AM 1340 for Legal Candy with attorney Candace Colucci. She's your guide to hurricane-related issues, property insurance law, and more sizzling legal topics. Get ready for a lively legal experience. Make your Saturday sweet with Legal Candy on WTAN FM 106.1 and AM 1340. This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I hope you'll join me every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for my weekly show, The Home Team, heard right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, The Home Team with Paul Porter, talking Lightning, Bucks, Rays, USF, and a whole lot more. Your calls and prize giveaways. Join us this Saturday and every Saturday morning for The Home Team, 9 to 11 on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Rays have won the American League pennant. The Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup.
And when the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady.
I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Father and Sons Home Team on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live. The Home Team is brought to you by Father and Sons Windows and Doors, locally owned and operated with offices in Tampa Bay and Orlando. Visit them on the web at faswd.com and mention the Home Team for special pricing. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, Brother Pat, and welcome to the FASWD Home Team Show. Glad to have you with us. We had a trivia question that we asked on Facebook Live, and it was it was a trick question. And we asked, and maybe one of you out there can still pick up on this. We asked, what is of the big four sports, baseball, football, basketball, and hockey, of the big four sports, there is a team that has a nickname that is grammatically incorrect. And we had someone say Red Sox, and that's a good guess. Mm-hmm. But it's not grammatically incorrect. It's spelled differently, right. SOX as opposed to SOCKS.
And White Sox.
And
too.
White Sox as well.
Yep, same way.
But there's another team in either baseball, football, basketball, or hockey that their nickname would drive English teachers crazy because it is grammatically incorrect. And no one has solved it as of yet. Pretty tough question, I think.
It is, yeah, but it's interesting if you think about it, and who knows who's going to get that. I admit I couldn't get it.
And even Matt had a tough time getting it as well. But yes, there's one team. Now someone has said Lakers. No, it's not the Lakers. But when you hear it, you'll say, "Oh, I realize it now." But there's a team in either baseball, football, basketball, or hockey that I'll give you a little bit of a hint, okay? It's not a baseball team, okay? So it's either basketball, football, or hockey. It's not a baseball team, and we'll give you additional clues if no one gets it. But if you put the answer in on Facebook Live, we're keeping track throughout the month of May, and we'll have a prize at the end of the month for whoever gets the most questions correctly.
Speaking of sports teams' names, the Utah club is now going to be called the Utah Mammoth. They just released that, the new name and the new logo. I think it's actually pretty cool. I like that. I like that nickname for the Utah hockey
it's kind of scary that you want for a hockey team, and mammoth kind of synonymous
giant
with
creature.
That part of the country. So it's not a bad
I don't think so.
Now someone has said the 49ers, but no, they have a 4 and a 9, and that's grammatically correct. So I'll tell you what, it's not a baseball or a football team. Okay, that'll narrow it down somewhat. It's either a basketball or a hockey team that has the nickname that is grammatically incorrect. Jason, what's going on at Alessi Bakery this week?
Well,
you thought I'd never ask, I'm sure.
I got my sheets here, so we've got the...
And by the way, we are giving away an Alessi gift certificate to any mom who calls in the program today. You don't have to talk about anything other than being a mom. Just call in and say hello. You don't have to answer a trivia question. Just call in and say hello. 727-441-3000. And we've got an Alessi Bakery gift certificate for you. And what could they use it on, Jason?
Well, we've got our specials this week, which extend through tomorrow. And just to mention tomorrow, normally Sundays we're open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll be closing an hour earlier tomorrow for Mother's Day. So we'll be closing at 3 p.m. tomorrow on Sunday.
You got some moms working for you,
We have some moms working, absolutely. So want them to have the rest of the day to enjoy themselves. Okay. But we got our buy one, get one free specials for this week, which include today and tomorrow. Are our assorted preserved cheesecake cups. They're individual New York-style cheesecake cups with a few different preserved toppings like pineapple, cherry, blueberry, and guava toppings. You can intermix some of those. Those are buy one, get one free. Our regular, our very good fudge brownies are buy one, get one free. And the snickerdoodle cookies with the cinnamon sugar on top, those are also buy one, get one free. So
someone just mentioned those on Facebook
Yes.
Live. So that's buy one, get one free through Sunday?
Through Sunday, through tomorrow. Yep,
Okay.
through today and tomorrow. Our specials run Monday through Sunday and then start over on Monday. And then this upcoming week, which again will start this Monday the 12th.
So the Snickerdoodle fan needs to get there today or tomorrow.
Yes,
Okay.
and we'll have those on sale. So
There you go.
But starting next week, we'll have our assorted gourmet cupcakes. So cupcakes with all different specialty flavors. Buy one, get one free. Our regular gourmet sugar cookies, buy one, get one free. And our mini eclairs. The mini eclairs, of course, has the wonderful custard filling and chocolate on top. Those will be buy one, get one free. That'll be next week, starting on Monday. But at Leslie Bakery, we have pastries and cakes, apple turnovers, danishes. We have Napoleons, cake pops. We have a wonderful deli with a variety of sandwiches, Cuban sandwiches, Italian subs, Philly cheesesteaks, burgers, Reubens, and the hot entrees too, chicken and yellow rice, roast pork picadillo.
And just an idea, if you're going to be seeing Mom for Mother's Day tomorrow, why not, before you go there, maybe today, stop by and pick up a cake?
Absolutely.
And have Happy Mother's Day.
We always have a large number of cakes right there available in our showcases where a customer can pick it out and we can put some writing on it right then and there. A Happy Mother's Day message or any kind of message, even if it's for a birthday, we could do that as well. But at Leslie Bakery, we're open 7 days a week. Again, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Of course, with the exception of Sunday tomorrow for Mother's Day, we'll be closing at 3 p.m.
Okay, very good. Location?
We're 2909 West Cypress Street, in between MacDill and Armenia.
Very good. You won't be disappointed if you go to LSU Bakery. And again, the Snickerdoodle fan out there, get there today or tomorrow for the buy one, get one free.
Absolutely.
All right. Very good. We need to hit a break. And then when we come back, no, it is not the lightning. Someone guessed lightning. And that's how lightning is spelled. They spell it the same way, not grammatically incorrect. But we're narrowing it down. We've said it's either a hockey team or a basketball team. That is, their nickname is grammatically incorrect. So if you want to keep taking a shot at that, we will let you know before the end of the program. We won't keep you in anguish for a whole week.
That's right.
Wanting to know what the answer to it was. 727-441-3000. Love to hear from you, especially you moms out there. Want to reward you with a gift certificate to LSU Bakery. You just heard Jason describe all the great things they have there at LSU Bakery. Well, you can go in there and take your pick of all those things with the gift certificate. More of the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. Looking for a fun, affordable Saturday night out with the family? Check out the excitement of minor league baseball and then stay for an amazing fireworks display over Baycare Ballpark after Saturday night Clearwater Threshers home games. Whether you're hanging out with our mascot Finley or getting an autograph from your favorite minor league players, there's always something fun to do for everyone in the family. So go to threshersbaseball.com to get your Saturday night tickets now. And don't miss the best fireworks in Tampa Bay.
Folks, let me tell you about a gem of a restaurant in Carrollwood. It's Hank's Place, where you'll find some of the best barbecue, catfish, wings, sausage, gator, shrimp, and a whole lot more. Their meats are dry rubbed and slowly smoked. All of your favorite sides, too, from baked beans to collard greens to mac and cheese to onion rings. Are you hungry yet? Discover why Hank's Place at 8546 Northdale Maybury, just 100 yards north of Waters Avenue, is a place that locals have known about for years. Hey, would a guy like me lie to you about food? Hank's Place, a place to hang your hat and lick your fingers.
This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's Betts, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need, from clothing by AFCO and Skinny Water Culture to Shimano and Daiwa Reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton and Largo. Online at customfishing.com.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity in Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. Iceman with 2 N's, development.com.
Thanks for staying with us. Now more of the home team with Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Welcome back. And we've had some good guesses on the trivia question. We've had New York Knicks, which of course is short for Knickerbockers. Mm-hmm. They don't call them the Knickerbockers anymore. They just call them the New York Knicks. Phoenix Suns, I don't see how that could be considered grammatically incorrect. That's not correct. And let's narrow it down a little bit further. It's a hockey team. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a hockey team that their nickname is grammatically incorrect. So think of all the teams in the NHL, and one of them is grammatically incorrect.
Well, and I guess specifically look at the spelling.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, I mean, if that helps, look at how the name is spelled. And is that
and
the proper
pronunciation?
And the pronunciation,
too.
I guess, too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you should be able to get it now that you know it's a hockey team. Let's go to the phone lines. We have a good friend of the home team, Mr. Scott Dowen from the Original Mattress Factory, joining us, a big supporter of the home team. Scott, welcome to the home team.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for having us.
Well, we appreciate you coming on board, and we'll talk about the OMF in just a bit. But I want to get your thoughts. You're out there every Sunday home game for the Buccaneers, Scott, as the timeout coordinator on the field there. How do you think the Bucs did as far as the draft is concerned?
Well, I think going into the offseason, every team has some needs. And you can kind of tell the desperation that's there. But they really put themselves in a great spot. Let's be real, leading up to the draft, I think they got a lot of respect from the league as GMs were pulled to other squads.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that kind of tells you the respect that they have in that room. Everything you look at, anyone who rates these things, and I know there's a lot of gray area there, but they really led the NFC, NFC South, if not the NFL in general, as an A, rating. It's hard to find them not in a B+ or an A type rating. So I think they nailed it. I mean, they kind of bookended offense, right? 1st and 7th. And I think, if anyone watched last year, the gaps that were there were really secondary in that cornerback position and depth and injuries, and then a loaded, I mean, the loudest cheer I think I heard the year before last was for Evans, right, to stay. And there were some doubts there, and they kept him, and then Godwin. But let's be real, those guys aren't getting any younger. So McMillan, fortunately, stepped into Godwin's role, I think, a little bit last year, and really, as a rookie, did a great job. And now you add, another dynamic wide receiver, and the numbers that Baker put up, he might duplicate that, if not exceed it this year.
Well, I think not only getting some defense, which they desperately needed, I think, but getting Emeka Egbuka, that is certainly Mayfield has to be just licking his chops.
Absolutely.
Thinking he's going to have a healthy Godwin back, Mike Evans, and now this young star in Egbuka. He's going to have some options.
And not just that, but I think you think how the running game was improved vastly last year with the addition of Bucky Irving. And that just opens up the pass game even more. This is the best offense the Bucs have ever had. I mean, it was that way last season. They scored 20 or more points in almost every single game. And I don't think there's any reason to think that they can't do that again this year if all stay healthy. And they just need a little bit of improvement from the defense. It doesn't have to be the dominating defense of the Bucs of old because the offense is so good, but just improve a little bit. And there's no reason I think this team can't be up there with as one of the best at the end of it all.
Really, if just one of these cornerbacks that they picked can step in, and I mean, that's why that defense showed some holes. I mean, they were on the field for way too long, so many drives last year, some big plays that were let up. You shut that down, and they're off that field, and you give Baker the ball even more.
Absolutely. Are there any changes in the rules this year that will affect you, Scott?
Nothing new. There's a small one that makes my life considerably better when we talk about the chain gang, right? Some of the rules they're looking at there. They're with us on our side 2 out of the 4 quarters. And here's the inside thing. We always know it's a big game when my headset is wireless, right? We know Tom Brady's in the building or someone's in that building announcing with the A squads for CBS and Fox or whatever. But when they're not, we're wired up. So for every timeout, I've got to walk out to the NFL logo. And when the chain gang's there, it gets a mess with everybody's wires and everything. So so without them, that's a small one for me that's a benefit, but I don't know about everybody else at home.
So just for people that aren't aware of this, they're doing away with the chain gang. Is that done electronically now?
We haven't had any NFL calls on it yet. We don't really get back and go until midsummer. So not sure what they're going to do. I think all of us have said that the technology and the money that's behind this, how do we not have better ways of knowing that a ball has crossed the line, and hopefully this is one step closer, because when you watch the chain gang, let's just be honest, there's a lot of gray area there. And we need to get a little more precise with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to get your thoughts on the schedule that comes out on Wednesday. Scott, the Buccaneers, I think, have earned some primetime games this year, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them on a Monday night, a Thursday night, or a Sunday night.
Yep. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, every team gets a Thursday night. That's just part of the way the NFL has to do it. And it makes it fair because I think we all know some players just don't like it for injuries and just resting. But yeah, I mean, they need to get a Monday night. Last year, I think they went up to KC and gave them everything they had, pushed them into overtime. And Baker steps up. And this team, I think people want to see this offense. This could be a top 5 offense. And people want to see that. I think it's going to be exciting.
And, of course, 17 games. This year they have 8 home games, 9 road games. But that means they'll have an extra home preseason game, if I'm not mistaken. They'll have 2 preseason games as opposed to 1.
Yeah, but it goes back and forth. It's not always fun because, let's be real, it's very, very hot for those games. And there's usually some rain chances and all of that, and they don't count. So we're standing out there, and it's pretty hot. I think last year, and it was a regular season game, but it was the 4th hottest game ever recorded. And the van even caught fire in the back.
Oh, geez.
It was a mess.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a tough one. But my buddy was doing the Jacksonville game, and it was like the 2nd or 3rd hottest game ever recorded on that day. So I couldn't complain to him about much,
I don't like the preseason games either for selfish reasons. You have 453 guys on the roster, and they have 37 of them wearing the same number. And it really gets confusing because you got a lot of guys there. I always call it the UPS FedEx game because those guys will be working for UPS and FedEx.
I remember the days many years ago when I took this preseason seriously. I thought that was going to be a sign of how the team was going to be, and I think a lot of other fans did as well. But those days are long gone.
Yeah. When you see Cleveland, undefeated every year in preseason, and then we know the end, right? So.
My son's a huge Browns fan.
That used to be the Bucs too. The Bucs would often be notorious. They had great preseasons, and not the same when the regular season comes around.
Well, and our company is headquartered in Cleveland, so
there you go.
Mid-season every year, the conversations aren't as exciting when we call.
Be careful what you say about Cleveland. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's the Browns or the Jets. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. It seems with these days.
My son lives about a mile from your store or your headquarters in Cleveland, so I'm going up there this summer, and I'm going to stop in and say hello to all the people there again. I really appreciate them. Yeah. Well, Scott, tell us about the original Mattress Factory. I mean, it's not just your typical mattress store. It's so different in so many ways.
Sure. And you kind of said it. It was 1990 up in Cleveland. Our founder, Ron Trzynski, he was the CEO and president of Sealy. And he just didn't like the way that they were cutting corners and decided to do it a better way. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's one of 12 factories for us where they service that metropolitan area. And any store you go into here in Tampa Bay, we're going to make the mattress right here in Clearwater on Ulmerton. What that really means is it cuts out the middleman, which is 30 or 40%. When you get a mattress at most of these places, there's a bunch of different middlemen and buyers and warehouses and transportation going back and forth. With us, it's made right here, put in our truck with our guys, delivered straight to your house.
Excellent.
So you ultimately get a better mattress, and there's a bunch of reasons there. Just simply, you say it in the ad there, but it's double-sided. So that in itself is going to last longer. And we're also the only ones, because we stand behind, we're the only ones that offer a 12-year non-prorated warranty because it's such a good product.
And I even like the fact that you notify the people when it's time to flip their mattress. People
well, listen, I get that notification too, and I have the heaviest mattress we sell. I have a hybrid mattress with memory foam, and I don't like when I get that email. I'm going to be honest. It's a lot of work flipping that king size, I'll tell you.
Yeah, very, very understandable. And also what I've noted about the original Mattress Factory, you don't have the 4th of July sale, the Memorial Day sale, the Postman's holiday sale. You just have low prices all the time. Because these other sales, let's face it, places mark things up so that they can mark them down, and they actually come out about 10% ahead. They'll raise it up 30% and give you a 20% discount.
Yeah. The motto really is buy when you're ready. The price I can give you today, I'll give you tomorrow. We don't understand all the gimmicks that are out there. And how can you give me this price? And I got to put my hot dog down on July 4th to race in for this magical sale. Hey, you buy when you're ready. And that's it.
Don't put your hot dog down. Wait until you're ready. I love that. I may put that into the commercial.
There you go.
Yeah, that's so good. Scott, thank you so much. Give us where your locations are.
Yeah, so we did just open Sarasota. So we're right there on Tamiami Trail, kind of next to Walt's Fish Camp. That seems to be what everyone loves and knows down there. And then we got a store in Carrollwood on Dale Mabry, and then right on Brandon on 60. And then, of course, 4701 Ulmerton is our factory and our main showroom. And that's where you can actually see your mattress being made. We make the custom mattresses for RVs and yachts there. So we can do just about anything.
Believe me, it'd be worth a visit to their factory store there on Ulmerton Road just to see how they put these together. I got the tour up in Cleveland, and it was just wonderful, and to see how this is all put together. Scott, thank you so much for your continued support of the home team. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. Paul, Jason, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you in Buccaneer season. Won't be long.
Let's go. We need to be excited for this one. This is our year. Let's go.
There you go. All right. We need to hit a break, and then Don will join us on the other side. We want to go to him. Still haven't solved the trivia question yet, though. People have guessed mammoth.
The new one. I know. I was thinking the same thing with the lack of the S at the end. A little confusing, but it is a tough question.
It is. And again, if you're just joining us, we're asking what National Hockey League team's nickname is grammatically incorrect. Would drive English teachers crazy. National Hockey League team. More of the home team, the father and son windows and doors home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with two N's, development.com. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale Mabry and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale Mabry and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
Looking to elevate your brand with custom apparel? Look no further than Athletic House, your one-stop shop for screen printing and embroidery in Clearwater. Whether you need embroidery on your polos or full-color logos screen printed on T-shirts, our expert team will bring your vision to life with precision and quality. Family-owned and operated for over 20 years, we pride ourselves on the personal attention we give to all our customers. Making your team look good is our business. Athletic House. Call us today for a quote.
This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, FASWD.com.
Now let's get back to the home team with the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Welcome back to the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. And we had a correct answer. The rubber cement man figured it out. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yep.
Not the Toronto Maple Leaves.
Which it should be.
Grammatically, yeah. But the Toronto Maple Leafs is the one team that is grammatically incorrect. And I mention that to people in Toronto and they go, what?
I wonder if they actually change it to be grammatically correct if they would finally win the Stanley Cup. Maybe that's what the problem is. I don't know. It's been a while.
A very interesting scenario there. Well, let's go back to the phone lines. Our good friend John is joining us. Hello, John. You're on the home team.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good to have you with us, and thank you for helping out and filling in a couple of weeks ago.
On the adventure, the roundabout way to get here. Yes, that was something.
Yeah, when the home team has a helicopter shuttle, I'll come do it again.
Well, don't hold your breath. Yeah. If I had one, I'd use it when I went to the Magic games.
Yeah. Hey, one real quick thing on Jay Alexander's, a little known secret there. When you get a salad, they have these ridiculously good cornbread croutons that are off the freaking chain. So you got to have a salad to get them. And sometimes if you ask real nice and tip the waiter, they'll give you a couple extra on the side.
Yeah, that is good. I often get a Caesar salad with whatever entree I'm getting.
What is your favorite dish there, John?
The shrimp. They have the island shrimp. I'm not sure what it's called.
The Gulf Coast shrimp? Is that the
Gulf? I think that's the one. But you gotta, and then you get a side of those cornbread croutons if you ask nice. They have just tremendous a great lunch business place to go. I use that quite a bit. We don't dine there very often, but lunch is 3 or 4 times a month.
Well, it's nice. They've got a wonderful steak, a strip steak, and also they have this filet mignon and the prime rib.
I love the prime rib. I always ask to I get the end cut of the prime rib. It has extra seasoning on it. That's one of my favorites. The pork tenderloin with the bang bang sauce, another outstanding item.
And of course, then one I can never pronounce. What is it?
Ahi tuna, not the aha tuna. Aha was the band. Aha was the musical band that did the song "Take on Me" from the 1980s, the one-hit wonder. That was Aha. Ahi tuna.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
John, we had Dave Randorf on the program earlier today. I don't know if you had a chance to hear him or not, but we're all kind of the agreement that the Lightning need to get tougher for next season. How do you feel?
Well, I think that's absolutely correct. They need a little bit more grit. And I don't know that they need an enforcer like Maroon or Tanner Janot, but they've got to get more physical themselves. Lilleberg has to step up. Chernak has to step up. Chernak got injured a couple of years ago and has been less likely to hit. Lilleberg's good. Geeky's got some size and has played it, but they do need that guy like a Wilson that's got some talent and some fighting skill.
That's who I said, and Dave said that he would Google and see if he could find a goal scorer and a protector, and there's probably none out there other than him.
Yeah, that they do need a little bit more grit. They seemed like the last couple of games, and actually not even the last game they lost, because that was the Panthers just kind of backed off. They were looking not to get hit instead of looking to hit. And the Panthers were looking to hit, not to not get hit. And that was the difference. I mean, you can be physical without fighting.
Sure.
You got to give them more. I 100% agree with the grit.
We're seeing that in the Toronto-Florida series. I mean, those two teams are knocking each other over.
Absolutely. And that's why Toronto's got leading 2-1. I really was hoping they'd be able to pull it off last night. And the evil Meister, Brad Marchand, scored the overtime goal, which is real disappointing. I think he fits in well with the team, being the nasty. I think they need to call him the nasty Panther.
Yeah, John, let me ask you real quick, switching to the Rays. I know the Rays got the win last night. Boy, they're really struggling at Steinbrenner Field at home. They're temporary home, but still they're home. Well, I mean, do you make anything out of that? Has it become more psychological? Is it just a coincidence? Because they have beaten some good teams this year, but on the road. But just, I mean, that win, I think, snapped, what was it, a 7-game home losing streak? What's the deal with them playing at that home?
I think part of it is, first off, it's a minor league AAA roster with some really good pitching.
Well put.
Moran and these guys, Meister, I mean, Jansen was our big hire. They've got hit. I'm really liking this Cameron Simpson kid. I mean, he's
Chandler Simpson.
The ball.
Yeah, he had a great catch last night. Kind of saved the game for them.
Yeah.
Made it to the ESPN highlights.
Yeah, he's making contact, and that's what they need to do. Brandon Lowe and these guys aren't on the trading block in June. I'd be surprised. But I think part of it is the height of the stadium. The wind is affecting it more than it would in the Trop and more than it does in major league stadiums, because they don't have that third deck knocking down the wind's knocked down a couple of balls. If you see the flags outfield, that's kind of something that people don't talk about, but it's a lower tiered stadium and the wind does affect it. It's knocked down 2 or 3 balls that I can probably talk about right now off the top of my head. So that's a big deal. And it's almost too friendly confines. I don't know what the problem is. Short foul ball territory. So,
I actually got a chance to go. I haven't been to a Rays game in close to 10 years. I've gone to 2 in 2 weeks. The span of 1 week. I went with you, Paul, and then a couple of my coworkers had gotten tickets to see the Phillies game. So I went to that one on consecutive Tuesdays. So that was, but I enjoy myself. It is a nice, even though it is minor league, it's a nice ballpark. And for this season, I think it's the location of it is great.
The other thing, I think they're searching for a team leader. They don't have that team leader. If Fairbanks is your leader and he can't hold a lead, and Yandy Diaz is a quiet leader that trots down to first base on a ground ball, I'm just not seeing that leader show up, and I think they're missing that. Like the Lightning are missing grit, I think they're missing some leadership, maybe some vocal leadership, and I don't know who it could be. Taylor Walsh has kind of picked up his bat lately, but Junior Caminero is playing well. Jansen, I don't know that he was the right hire. I'm not sure what's going on. I look at him as a 500 ball club with a AAA roster.
Yeah. Well, you said it perfectly. That's what they are as a AAA ball
we'll
club.
have to see. I mean, they're 4 games under 500. It's not the end of the world, but the question is, can they at any one point in the season put it in the next gear, get over 500, and go on a run to be a playoff team?
Do they have a next gear?
That's the point. I just don't know that they do. And the playoffs last year for the first time after making it 5 straight years. But again, I think their way of doing business is finally catching up with them. Eventually, you keep getting rid of your better players, you're going to get to a point where you're just not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one last thing, Paul, and I got to run. I'm working on some stuff this morning. I think it was Don that called last week and asked me, or a week before, whenever I was there, asked me about Shohei Ohtani versus Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is playing at an absolute another level right now this year. So I think that's who I chose. Maybe I chose Ohtani, but I'm putting it down now that Judge is playing at an MVP category playoff for a team. So,
and he never gets injured, too.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
that
in such top shape.
Yep.
Absolutely. John
he did injure his toe last year, I think, running into the wall at the Dodger Stadium or 2 years ago. He was out for a couple games, but he's not he's almost Superman.
Yeah, nothing noticeable.
Superman,
yeah. John, great to hear from you as always. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's bring Don in. He's our final caller of the day. Hello, Don. You were just talked about with John previously.
Yeah, I know. I asked him, and he actually did say Aaron Judge this year. He said Ohtani's had a great career so far, but he felt that Judge right now was a better player. That's what he told me. And I was glad to hear that. It means that what Aaron Judge was doing at that time was making an impact. And Ohtani will always be a great player, but Aaron Judge at age 33 is really still in his prime.
Yeah, I would agree. Like John mentioned, he's just another level. I mean, he's just unbelievable, the skill that guy has.
Well, the one thing you look at is consistency from season to season. Certainly anyone can do it 1 year. Do you do it over and over again? That's the real sign of the best players.
And against any team. I mean, nobody's been able to shut him down.
That's
really.
right.
I have a question for you guys. There was a story in last Sunday's Tampa Bay Times. Ybor City developer said there's no room for a raised stadium on its site, and that was the Gasworks site, which they're building right now. That's kind of bordering the Ybor City and Channel District, and they are putting in things that that St. Petersburg wanted to do with the new stadium over here. But what I'm saying is, are we running out of good sites in Tampa to possibly even consider building in Tampa a baseball stadium?
Very good question.
Yeah.
And you're right. As you know, developers are moving. They're saying, okay, if you're not going to build a stadium, we're going to go in a different direction. I just saw that the former dog track on Gandy, that has changed owners now.
Yeah.
So,
and that was another spot that people have talked about for years. I know at the fairgrounds they had talked about. I don't know. I think
procrastination is just costing.
Yeah, it is. I guess the other thing, Don, is again, who's going to step up with the money? Of course, first of all, we got to get new ownership, someone who's going to be better to work with than we currently have. But where is the money going to come from? Who's step up?
I can't really see anything, but I've heard, and I know some people in city government say that all the money is ready to go, and they've ordered all the things that need to be done for the roof. As far as the rest of the stadium, I have not heard anything about the inside of the stadium, just the roof.
Clock keeps ticking.
I think the best scenario for them really is if they got new ownership to continue to the deal that they had in place. They had the deal there. That looks like the best thing going forward if they can get someone there that they can work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not other than Sternberg.
And as Don mentioned, the options are going away. That may be their only option at some point if they keep waiting. So. I would agree with that. Don,
and then you have the Orlando people that are talking.
Yeah, in fact, they just named a guy by the name of Workman that added $1.5 billion with a B dollars to the effort to bring the Rays to Orlando. So
more and more interesting by the day.
That would be enough to build a stadium in Orlando for the Rays. We'll see what happens. Don, always good to hear from you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there.
Absolutely, yes. And to your lovely bride as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to take our final break here on the Father and Son Windows and Doors Home Team. It's been a fun show. We've had a lot of fun with that trivia question, the Leafs. But good to have you with us. And we'll come back and wrap things up here on the Father and Son Windows and Doors Team on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340, 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
Beach Dogs Friday are back this summer. On the last Friday home game of the month, the Clearwater Threshers become their alternate identity, the Clearwater Beach Dogs. Presented by Veterinary Emergency Group. Beach Dog Fridays are dog-friendly, and each dog ticket benefits a local pet charity each month. Bring your pup to play on the berm, eat a hot dog, and maybe meet our bat dog, Lucy May. Dog tickets are available for purchase in person at the Baycare Ballpark box office. All other tickets are available at threshersbaseball.com. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the Home Team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922.
For the first time ever, the Home Team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's B-E-T-T-S, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Time for more of the home team. Here again are Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Welcome back to the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. Let's go right to the phone lines. Marshall is waiting for us. Hello, Marshall.
Father and Son sponsored home team. I like that.
They are the first ever title sponsor of the home team.
Okay, congratulations. That's amazing. I'm always happy to hear that because that means we're going to keep going for months and years to come.
That's right. There you go.
That's exactly what it means. So, hey, real quick, I just heard a rumor a few months ago. I wanted to ask if you heard anything about this, that possibly John Cooper to Utah after the next season next year. If any truth to that or any rumor, or you heard anything?
I heard it.
Kind of floating around.
I heard the rumor. There is no truth to it. In fact, Julian Breesbaugh has confirmed that John is going to be here for at least one more year. He's got one year left on his contract, and he will be here for that. After, don't even make it time in the first round. I think they're.
I hope not, because I think when you win a couple states, do what you need, and there's nobody out there that's better. I don't think they just weren't built this way, the right way this year. I do think that if they didn't play Florida in the first round, which I didn't like in the beginning, that they might have had a different outcome, even though they had some injuries. But that was just a tough matchup in the first round, and they play a different style of hockey than we play, and we got suckered into playing their game, and that's why we got bounced early again.
Very true. Marshall, you're in next week with Jason, right?
I am looking forward to it as always.
That'll be fun.
I can't wait to hear us say the new title sponsor all the time.
That's right. Great stuff. There you go. All right.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
We appreciate it. Just want to mention this real quick. David Alexander mentioned he's our listener up in Niagara. Just so you know, he says that Major Conn Smythe returned from World War I, bought the Toronto St. Pats, and renamed them the Maple Leafs in honor of the brave men and women who wore the maple leaf fighting for Canada.
Got it.
So now we know where Maple Leaf comes from. Thank you, David, for that. We will talk to you next Saturday on the home team here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.